Dave and Dave is on the air. Once again,
Dave Arino.
the beautiful Jersey coast and the beautiful
It
Florida
looks
coast.
sunny out there. I'm kind of peeking over your shoulder.
Uh,
Looks like a nice day.
it's weird. It was weird. It was really snotty out this morning, and then it got really nice, and now it's a little gray and strange again. But and getting cooler, getting cooler. That was
Getting
for sure.
cooler. I see that.
But
But I love your hat. I love that Mets hat.
we're hanging in there. Not sure why, but we are.
I think you're giving me a minor vibe, which we'll get to later in the pros.
Right.
All good down here, the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of America. Gorgeous day outside. I've dimmed the lights and keeping everybody quiet. We're going to keep quiet, right? Por favor.
Shit. What is that shit? I don't know.
All right, what's going on over there?
Well, why don't we do a little recap on last week? And one segment of the program that I would rather ignore, but I think you want to take a look at the National Football
Well, I
League,
don't know
'cause you did very well.
if memory serves me correct, we both did well in college last week. Very well.
Yeah, did okay.
Yes, we did 4 to 5.
Quick kickball. We gave you two sides. We gave you Crystal Palace plus 120 against Bournemouth, and somehow they didn't win that game.
It was an incredible match.
Nuts.
An incredible match. I mean,
yeah, it was an amazing game.
Yes, it was.
A big comeback, but they easily could have won that game.
I know. Your guy almost scored 4 goals.
They talk about, soccer's boring. They don't score enough and everything. Oh, they were scoring goals left and right in that game. And there were a bunch of others that probably could have gone in, including a couple for Crystal Palace that would have made us a winner on that one. We were, however, a winner on Sunderland, which was the better price.
No doubt.
And they were easy. Plus
145
against the Wolves, the worst team in the Premier League, in my opinion. Sunderland, a recent promotion team, won that game easily 2-0. So
handling. Beautiful call.
Like we should have had 2, but we got 1. So a little bit of a profit with Sunderland plus 145. College, I got myself 4-1 for the week, which I'll take all day long. We've been doing a lot of 3 and 2s this year, which are great. 4-1, even better. And what my one loser was again, Auburn, and I had that game.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
I felt I should have swept, but did not. Pros, I'm not going to talk about my pro picks. They were terrible. I'm going to say that I had Cincinnati big on Thursday against the Steelers.
Yes, we both did.
In time, so
we both did. No, good days on both. We're kicking butt. Period in college. We both had 4-1s last week. I did well in the pros finally with the Bears. No, there were some good wins. Only the Vikings, screwed me in the end, and they should have beaten the Eagles.
You got me for a pizza.
I did get a little
fucking Denver game.
Little pizza. The Giants. I didn't even want to talk about that. Don't don't give me. Cover. You have hope. Don't forget hope. Hope is a dangerous thing in this business.
Hope.
Anyway, let's get right to it. You got some kickball?
Maybe the best ball thing. Yeah, taking another, I know I sort of concentrate on the Premier League. I did try to look to some of the other European leagues, especially since some of these teams are playing in Champions League games this week, which, hey, let's be honest, it kind of takes a little bit out of you for the weekend game. So I'm actually looking at one of those matchups, although the team that's playing in the Champions League does get to play at home. Let's get straight to it. Looking at the Premier League, I'm going back to the well with Sunderland once again. They were good to me last week.
Yep.
They weren't good to me the time.
Not until she bucks you.
Man U. Obviously, Man U is doing some crazy shit lately. They've had a couple of crazy upsets, including beating Liverpool. But anyway, Sunderland in this game at Chelsea is plus 600. I'm not getting that greedy, but I am going for the draw, which is pretty healthy. Plus 380. Excuse me, plus 380. Chelsea's minus 230. Chelsea is playing today in the Champions League. They do have Champions League aspirations. I'm hoping this takes a little bit out of them. Sunderland's been playing well, home and road. Chelsea, if anything, have probably been a little bit better on the road this year. They've had a couple of games at home where they stumbled a bit. Just looking for Sunderland to catch a little bit of a tired Chelsea team here and play them tough. You get me that tie plus 380. Second game
Beautiful.
is the aforementioned
380. That's
Man
tasty.
U. Man U is kind of on fire. They've had some crazy upset games lately. But here's the thing. They're not back. They're not.
No,
They're not back. They're not that good. And they're plus 105 at home against a Brighton team that has actually beaten them 4 out of, and I'm not talking about, not losing, which is always something to be considered when they talk about these, non-losing streaks. A lot of times in European football, soccer, that can mean ties. These aren't ties. They're 4 out of the last 5 games, Man U and Brighton. Brighton's beaten them. So I am taking Brighton. The draw is very attractive, plus 280. Man U, not very attractive at all, plus 105. I think they're wildly overvalued here. I'm taking Brighton to win the game straight up, plus 235. So
couple of monsters there.
Sunderland
380.
plus 380. And
Beauty.
Brighton plus 235. Right. We get one of them, we're happy. We get both of them, we're ecstatic, as Chuck Fairbanks said it one day. Nobody knows what I'm talking about except for you. Okay. Moving on to
Moving on.
NCAA Football League. Who do you like? Got anybody?
Who do you like? I like the
anybody coming up
5.
soon? Wednesday, Thursday?
I always bet on
I got
5.
one Friday. I have one Friday game.
Let's go tonight. I'm feeling hot tonight. I don't know how you're feeling.
That means I got to put this game up online. Okay.
You gotta, because you know what tonight is? It's the Battle of the Blue. There's some nice vitamins. The Battle of the Blue Raiders from Middle Tennessee against the Blue Hens of Delaware. I had Delaware last week. I got pasted. I know Delaware's at home. I know it's Joe Flacco's alma mater. Perennial contenders. They're always good in this conference, The USA, they're very tough at home. But in Middle Tennessee, who I've gone against already, they've proven to be a tough out, Close losses to Conference USA rivals Kennesaw State, who cashed me a ticket last night, and Missouri, not Missouri, but Missouri State, who they came close to, and I cashed in on Missouri State. So I've actually been against these guys, but they hang around, and I'll take the 10 points. I will take it. I think you can even get 10.5. It's going back 9.5, 10.5. So I'm thinking even buying a point and going at 10.5 minus 120. This team gains yardage. They should hang around. And the Blue Hens, honestly, are struggling. Why this number is so big kind of scares me at home. But I'm taking the Blue Raiders, not the Red Raiders, not the Oakland Raiders, but the Blue Raiders from Middle Tennessee to hang around and take the 10 points in Delaware tonight.
Looked at this game because that line is so big.
I don't know. It scares me. I'm scared.
It does.
Like Joe Pesci, I'm scared.
I'm thinking these guys don't know what they're doing these days as much as they used to. So wish you luck on that one. I might even ride that one with you because you've been in
all right.
These conference games and the
we've been against each other a couple of these.
Thursday. Yeah, but that might change tonight.
I would like that.
I'm taking
That would be
Delaware.
nice.
We're laying a ton. They stink. So I'm hoping that your Blue Raiders can go up there and do a little bit of damage.
Gracias.
Delaware will have to hang their hat on the exploits of Joe Flacco and not the current football team. All right, cool. You got anybody
All right.
Thursday night football?
Well, why don't you just jump in?
All right. I'm gonna go to Friday. In the words of a famous old Dodge dealer out west in California, in Southern California, commercials that you probably heard many times. And
Go see Cal.
I'm going to go see Cal.
Oh,
Go see
Jesus.
Cal. Go see Cal. Plus 5.5 against Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's at home. 5.5 points? Really? Against
I
anybody? I don't get
agree.
it. I don't get it. I don't
Either
get it.
do I.
I don't get it. I'm saying, I know it's a tough trip. I know it's, Virginia Tech at home where they were notoriously tough, but that was when they had good football teams. This is not a good edition of a Virginia Tech football team. Cal has shown me a little spunk lately. Anyway,
Last week.
yeah, yeah. So I'm looking at Cal plus 5.5 against Virginia Tech. Pick number one.
All right, that's a nice pick. If you watch our show, we had Old Dominion against Virginia Tech early in the year, and they won outright as double-digit doggies. All right, I'm staying in tonight. I know, it's a
Wow.
battle of the 3
Two
and 3
Wednesday
teams.
games.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Missouri State, the Bears of Missouri State, going down New Mexico way. New Mexico State against the Aggies. These are two struggling teams. They're mediocre in a mediocre conference, but I like the small dog. Take your point and a half. Missouri State, they lost a tough one to the Hilltoppers, who won for you last night. Missouri State beat Marshall, a good Marshall team that handled my Old Dominion. And they beat Middle Tennessee, which I had in a close one. So this team wins. They know how to win, and they do well on the road. I think they're a little bit better than the Aggies. I think they travel well. Whatever the coaching staff is doing, they get these guys ready. Take the small dog tonight. Take the big dog with the Blue Raiders. Take the small dog with the Bears from Missouri State for your Wednesday night daily double.
I'm gonna go with you on both of those. I think at some point later this evening.
We'll be sharing a
Wednesday
pizza.
games out of 5.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, I mean this schedule this Saturday is not as good as last Saturday's, which
Right.
was amazing. Lots of great matchups, but 2 out of 5 on Wednesday. Okay, all right. Yeah,
All
one
right,
on
I know,
Friday.
I know.
I'm
But
moving
you
on to
know
Saturday.
my
Moving
love
on
for
to
those
Saturday
early
and moving
games,
on to one of the few big matchups on the board for Saturday, and that's early in the day is Oklahoma's at home, giving 4.5 points to Mississippi.
Lane Kiffin, your buddy.
Going home, I'm going defense, and I'm going anti Lane Kiffin. Not my buddy. Not my buddy. Really think that the whole thing is, yeah, he knows the ins and outs of building the program and how to cheat and how to get guys in there and everything. But as far as a game decisions, garbage. So Oklahoma, I don't know if they have a one-handed quarterback or maybe they have somebody else playing this week. I think the line is telling you a lot. Uh, you know, -4.5 for Oklahoma. Taking the Sooners -4.5 at home against Mississippi.
Yeah, I think Lane Kiffin is sniffing around for that Florida job and not really concentrating.
Fuck him
Yeah.
too on that. And that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not real impressed with the way
These
Mississippi's
schools
been playing.
a school like
They
Mississippi that hadn't been anywhere for so long. They've really been in the mix the last few years. Not to win a national championship, but certainly a big time contender in the Southeast Conference. And they sent their quarterback on to the New York Giants, and he's having some
football Giants.
despite that terrible interception against.
Yeah, he
But,
threw it.
but
They threw it out in the
throwing
flat.
things,
Unfortunately,
but
that was
but
Broncos.
Mississippi, they're there. I just pray to get somebody in there who is a better game day coach than him. And hopefully, they've already established some pipelines with some high schools and whatnot to get some guys in there, and Mississippi can continue to to win some games against the boring same old fucking teams in the SEC every year. The hell with that. Let's go.
Going with the Sooners.
Okay. So,
All righty, third pick. I'm going back to the Mean Green. They disappointed me a couple weeks back, as everybody probably knows. I backed them against South Florida. Bad idea. South Florida put 63, nice number,
That was a big number.
against North Texas. But this is a different animal here. North Texas is going to Charlotte. And you know what that means? Bad news for the 49ers from Charlotte. 26.5, I'm laying. But the Mean Green should cruise, score, and score often. Their offense is potent, and Charlotte should have no answer. I'm just going to say straight out, this is going to be a big old whooping. It's a big old number, 26.5, but there's going to be a massacre in Charlotte. Lay the points. North Texas minus 26.5 against the Charlotte 49ers is my third pick. Kimo sabe?
Thanks. Okay. We're going to get moving here.
Yep.
I'm looking at a little bit of schedule dynamics here. I'm looking at the fact that Georgia Tech is coming off a huge game against Duke, which anybody who watched that game, I defy you to tell me that Georgia Tech didn't deserve to win that game by double digits. I don't even think they deserved to win the game. Duke was out playing them like crazy, made huge mistakes at very important times, red zone times and whatnot. I didn't think it was so much Georgia Tech winning that game, but it was more Duke losing that game. And Syracuse always manages to screw up somebody's season in the ACC, regardless of whether they're good, bad, or in the middle. And I think this is a situation where they are going to at least give Georgia Tech a little bit of a scare here, plus 17.5 points, taking the Syracuse Orange against Georgia Tech.
Use.
All right, let's go.
All right, we're cruising.
We gotta move.
We're going back to an SEC battle. The Bulldogs at Mississippi State hosting Texas, still very overrated, regardless of what happened in the second half against Oklahoma. The Bulldogs have already beaten ASU, pretty darn good. They stayed close against Florida. The only one lost by a couple on the road last week. They played Tennessee tough. They got spanked by A&M, but they match up well against Texas. Their defense should handle this overrated Texas offense, and they should be able to score enough, especially at home versus this, Texas D. Take the 7.5. I like it. Mississippi State Bulldogs hosting Texas Longhorns. Maybe an outright win, but I'll take the touchdown and a half for my fourth pick.
I like that one. I had that one on my list. I don't even know why it's not still on there. Anyway, we've been able to save some time. All right. Again, schedule dynamics. Again, teams that have just become ranked. No, I mean, I guess they deserve to be ranked pretty much all year. They were beating ranked teams at the beginning of the season. South Florida, Memphis coming off a tough loss to UAB. Memphis has got talent. I had them earlier this season at home against Arkansas. I'm taking them again at home against South Florida, plus 4.5. Really think Memphis wins this game outright. But anyway, Memphis plus 4.5 against South Florida.
All right. As Joe Jackson said, where the hell is Memphis? My last pick, the Cavs, the Virginia Cavaliers travel down Tobacco Road to visit the Tar Heels.
Beating up on Bill.
Well, hey, go see Cal. I'm singing until that backdoor cover, late TD. North Carolina beat me last week.
Cal
but Virginia's, this is a different animal here. Virginia's averaging 40 a game. This is North Carolina facing their first ranked opponent. That would be a little bit better.
Losing the garbage teams up.
Exactly.
And this is a great spot for Virginia to beat the crap.
I think so, to pummel them. They fell asleep a little bit against Washington State. And Washington State, almost beat them. They needed a safety in the fourth quarter to win. But this coach was pissed off at that. They're going to focus on this ACC matchup. It's a big number. Lay the 9.5. Take the Virginia Cavaliers.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it at 9.5 because I picked it early. But even at 10.5, go with Virginia.
All right. That's college. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Okay. Moving on to pro football. You got anybody?
Pros from Dover.
Game? Got anybody?
I don't. I tried,
I
but
looked at it too, but
I can't. I
it's a
don't know
sneaky- it's a
what
sneaky
Charger team
game.
is going to show up. Who are the Vikings? Who are they?
Yeah. I
They're
know.
terrible.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
they are terrible.
but
All
the
right, I'm
Chargers
moving on.
lost 3 out of 4, just squeaking by the Dolphins. So I can't play either team. Can't do it.
I'm taking a team that stinks at home, but I watched a little bit of the game. I watched a lot of bit of the game against the Jets. Carolina, I know it was the Jets, but they stuck with Bryce Young. He's starting to get some things done. They've actually won a few games this year. They're at
They-
home.
Yeah,
You know what? Buffalo had the week off, but I'm going to take
that could be a curse.
taking
You know,
Carolina plus 7
yeah.
at home against Buffalo, who I think overrated from the jump. Not great this year. I'm looking for Carolina to at least hang around. And, hey, obviously, every time I take a dog, unless they're plus 20 or 30 or whatever, in college, and I think they have a chance to win the game. So I'm taking Carolina plus 7 against Buffalo.
All right, tough card. A lot of mediocre teams. I'm going to stick with one that looks a little obvious to me, but the obvious, tends to win sometimes. Bucks travel down to Nolans. This is a 3-1. This is a team that's 3-1 on the road. They couldn't stop the powerful Lions, even though they shot themselves in the foot many times in Lions territory. Saints are definitely not the Lions. There should be 4 points better than the Saints. Enough said. Bucks minus 3.5. I think that you could get. What is it now?
I'm taking 4.5 because I got New Orleans.
You got New Orleans?
Plus 4.5 against Tampa. I think the injuries are going to catch up with New Orleans here. Oh, the Tampa Bay here. I mean, They already have. Right? And yeah, I'm taking New Orleans plus 4.5 against your Tampa Bay.
So if it lands on 4, we will both have our pizza together.
3.5.
All right.
I'm taking the 4.5 because it's right here, right now.
All right.
That's because you and everybody else is on Tampa.
And I got a feeling, this is going to be a popular dog. My second pick, I'm taking the G-Men. Why not? Why can they not hang around versus the Eagles? They just beat them.
They are.
And as long as the 3 things happen, just continue this great defense, and their defense is good. No mistakes, very difficult to predict. And just finish your games. Finish.
Yeah, I'm a little scared of the revenge factor here. And
there's
plus
a
the games
huge
are so
benefit.
close together. It's not like,
Right.
who are the Giants? I don't even remember playing these guys. No, they just played them a couple weeks ago. And that was a high-profile game on a Thursday night. That was a little embarrassing for the Eagles. That's what scares me about this game. Also, what scares me is a lot of people on the Giants. So I didn't take that, even though I do like your blue. I like your blue.
Take the 7.5. I think we got enough to stick around and maybe beat these guys. All right. What's your pick?
I'm going defense versus wishy-washy. I don't know what New England is. I don't really know what they are. No, they're just sort of they're okay. They can beat teams on occasion, but I think Cleveland with the defense that they have and the fact that Gabriel's getting a little bit of experience here and whatnot, plus 7 against New England. I'm taking the Browns plus 7 against the Patriots. Okay.
Yeah, the Brownies were good to us last week. Whether they could do it 2 weeks in a row, I don't know. I don't know about that.
4 minute warning.
All right. I'm taking another kind of team. None of these games I really love, but I'm taking the Falcons minus a touchdown. I got it at 7. I think it's up to 7.5 right now, but I like it at 7. I think the type of quarterback that Penix is, he should be able to pick apart this Dolphins defense. They're reeling now. The Dolphins are in trouble. I don't think Atlanta's got any great defense, but I think they're a touchdown better, and they tend to.
Defense is good. They kind of showed that in the game the other night. But
yeah, that is true. Yeah,
they moved the ball, but they didn't score points.
But I do like Robinson to run all over these guys. Dolphins run defense is porous. So in Atlanta, hot Atlanta, and we all know I love hot Atlanta. in many different ways. But give the 7 Falcons over Dolphins.
Okay. All right. So I got my New Orleans pick is already in against your Tampa Bay pick. So now I'm down to I'm going with the bleeding obvious. I've been down on Pittsburgh all year. I think they're shit. And I actually think Green Bay is one of the better teams in the league. And I think they're going to show that on Sunday. I'm taking Green Bay -3 on the road. I never take road favorites. I never take road favorites, but this line is small because, I mean, Pittsburgh showed their true colors against the Bengals, did they not? It doesn't matter. I'm going with the obvious. I'm going with the Packers -3 against Pittsburgh because I believe the Packers are one of the better teams in the league. I don't think Pittsburgh's in the upper half of the league. I know they won a lot of games early on. Maybe I'm a little biased the game against the Jets where the defense looked so pathetic. The only time all year that the Jets were able to move the ball against these guys. Saw it the other night with the Bengals rolling up and down the field with 90-year-old Joe Flacco. Anyway, taking Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers against Pittsburgh -3. Okay.
Yeah, this is a Packers team that's 4-1-1. You know,
minute and a half warning. You really got
right. Well, I'm going for a pizza. There's no way that I think that the Packers are not as good or worse than the Steelers, but they should have lost last week against St. Louis. They've tied a poor. No, I'm talking about the Packers should have lost last week. They've lost to the Browns and they tied the Cowboys. And now they're going to Pittsburgh and they're going to roll over them. I don't think so. But we're going for a pizza. I'm going with the Steelers. On to our last pick.
I'm looking at the timer now and it's all messed up. I'm sorry. I think I really rushed this here when I didn't have to do that.
Well, I could say more things that I don't trust about the Packers.
Go ahead.
And I know Steelers are a dice roll.
Too.
I know the defense is terrible. I mean, they should run rampant. But I just think that line is smelly. And I think the Steelers, if you could get 3.5, great. But I just got 3, and I'll take the 3 in Pittsburgh. And a pizza with my brother from the north.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
All right. My last is I don't know what this timer was doing up here, but it's now it's showing that we have a ton of time.
Well, we got baseball to talk about. We got horses next week, so lay your last pick on me, brother.
All right. Again, I'm falling into the category of can't beat them, join them. I'm looking at sort of an obvious thing that's happening here is, aren't the Washington Commanders kind of falling off the table here? Not that they were any good last year. They made the playoffs and they won a big playoff game on the road, and everybody talked about how great their quarterback was. I ain't seeing it. They're playing at Kansas City, a team that is getting it together. This is a team that, struggled a little bit here early, but the Chiefs are going to be there at the end of the season. All right, I know 2 things about this game: Kansas City and Washington, and now they're sending me the 10-minute warning, dude, not the 1 minute, the 10-minute warning just hit. Okay, Kansas City and Washington. I know the Chiefs are going to be there in the playoffs at the end of the season. And I don't think the Redskins are going to be anywhere near the playoffs this year, even though their division isn't that great. And with the Eagles not being as good as they were last year, I don't see the Redskins being anywhere near the playoffs. Taking Kansas City -12.5 against the Washington Redskins. And since I can't take Kansas City in my survivor pool, I'm going to take them with a bet.
Who we got in our survivor, by the way?
Got to be the Colts.
We're taking the Colts. All right. And this is our second survivor. We've already lost with the Arizona.
Done it by Tennessee twice one season.
I won't start crying yet. All right, my
Yeah.
final pick. I'm taking a team that's 3-1 on the road, 5-2 overall. Find a way to win. They're being hurt. They're banged up, but the 49ers traveling to Houston to play the Oilers. No, the Texans.
They're
I'm,
playing
I'm
the Oil. They're playing
yeah.
the Oil.
I miss those Oilers. The best
Dan
helmet,
Pastorini.
Van Pastorini, Stabler, old bum, the bumster. Um, yeah, Texas are finding ways to lose. Their offensive line is terrible. The QB is all over the place. He is not fluid at all. I don't see it changing. I know the Niners are banged up, but they find a way. I really attribute it to Shanahan. He just got a good game plan. He plays against the opponent. And, that sounds pretty general, pretty obvious, but he just finds ways to win and the weaknesses against his opponent, especially on the road. 3-1 on the road. They're better than the Texans. The 49ers are playing better football right now. Albeit they got some major injuries, but they get it done. Looks like McCaffrey is feeling better. I expect him to run and run well against this Texas D, who I don't know, have kind of lost their way. And they should be able to hold this Texans offense in check. So take the Niners. I think it was 1.5. I'm going to try to get +2 if I wait long enough. But it's a small dog. But I'm looking at the San Francisco 49ers over the Houston Texans for my last pick, and to follow up a 4-1 of last week, which is very uncommon for me in the pros, but I'll take it. Daver, what about the World Series? I mean, the Springer Dinger connected. I had I had the series after the first game. I took the Toronto Blue Jays +190. They came through for me. Milwaukee didn't show up. They didn't. Who are you looking at this fine World Series?
Obviously, does it look easy? I mean, to a lot of people, I'm sure it looks like the Dodgers can't lose. It's happened before. The thing that I'm looking at is Dodgers with strikeout pitchers against a team that makes contact against everybody. They're the best contact team in baseball this year. Oh, they're the best team in baseball this year. Excuse me. They're the best record, and they're the best contact team. They frustrate strikeout pitchers. If they play their game and if they get some good starting pitching themselves, I think they're going to make this World Series way more competitive than people are giving credit for. Take a look at what the series line is right now, which I'm sure it's very one-sided. I was thinking
I got it at 160.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Well, maybe that's telling us.
Oh, bro, it's down. It's down to one
for the series.
I took the series, and the series, I'm sorry, it's 190. I took it at 190, and that's what I got. Let me see my bets here.
Plus
It's
190?
Yep.
Right now I got Dodgers -215, Dodgers, Blue Jays +180, which that's probably about right. I was talking to you earlier this week about how, there's been some prohibitive favorites like the 86 Mets, which that was tough. They were like -300, and they had to have a miracle to win it. And then the 90, what is it, 90? 90 A's? Yeah.
Was it, who was that against
Cincinnati. They were like
Cincinnati?
3-1 favorites. Yeah, 4-1 favorites.
And they got swept.
4-1 favorites. And they were 4-1 favorites, and they got swept.
Sweet Lou.
Yeah, that was a series. Billy Hatcher went crazy for the Reds.
Yeah, I'm looking at Springer doing well. I mean, that guy's a warrior. He gets pinged on the knee with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Go game by game, and
Yeah,
be careful.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
tough, man.
Tommy
Drive you
looks really
crazy.
tough right now. Nobody's been
I
touching
like
him.
taking the series in playoffs and World Series. Gives me a team to root for. And believe me, I was down 0-2 there. I wasn't looking good. Then 2-2, then down 3-2-3, Um, but I love it. I love World Series time. I love playoff baseball.
A little
Let's
scared about
go
the fact that I
Blue
don't think very
Jays.
much of the Mariners this year, and that the Blue Jays were on the ropes against them.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
scared going in against
Sure.
the
I
Dodgers.
mean, look at this
Uh,
starting pitcher for the Dodgers,
really,
starting
and
pitching.
also
Snell, Otani strikes out 10, two homers.
coming into the playoffs, there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, look at the Phillies! Look at what the Phillies have! Look at the Brewers! Look at all the great things about the Brewers!" They
Destroyed.
destroyed both of
Yeah,
them. They
yeah.
destroyed both of them. And that's scary. That's scary.
But this has happened many times. These teams come in, looking fairly obvious. Minus 230 for the series, plus 190 for Toronto. Looking pretty obvious. We'll take the dogs and we'll be barking. Speaking of barking,
Dave,
speaking of
oh,
animals,
oh, Canada,
oh, Canada.
Canada, our friends to the north, not a bunch of fentanyl dealers like some people make it
No,
out to be. No,
we
nice
love
people,
our brethren.
very nice people.
Yes, yes. And speaking of Canada, speaking of Woodbine, there's going to be a couple of shippers in from Woodbine, and we know
Sure,
what
there will be.
for. That would
That's
be,
not next week. That's the week after.
oh, that is, you're right. November 4th, right. So we got 2 weeks for the
Yeah.
Breeders' Cup, but we're going to have a nice Breeders' Cup day. I think it'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday of next week. We're going to do a little study and have at least 4 or 5 races picked out, including the Classic, the Turf Classic, the Mile. We'll pick out some races. Hopefully, a couple winners, some exactas.
All
I'll be
right,
down at Ebro, having a few, and Dave, you'll be in my ear. I hope.
all right, real quick, let's go over what we did today, and we got a minute and a half.
All right,
We are going to. I don't know what was going on with this time, and maybe
that's
rush.
all right.
Sorry about that. Anyway, kickball across the pond. We are taking a draw in the Chelsea Sunderland game, plus 380. We've got Brighton playing Man U on the road, plus 235. College football. I got Go See Cal. I got Boomer Sooner. I got the Syracuse Orange. I got the Memphis Joe Jackson. I got Iowa State Cyclones against the overrated BYU Cougars. And you have Middle Tennessee State, Missouri State tonight, right?
Yeah, baby.
North Texas,
Daily double. Mean
Mississippi
Green.
State, Virginia. And then who do you got in the pros? I mean,
Who I got in the pros? I'm going Tampa, just down the street.
yeah.
I could hitchhike down there if I wanted. My G-men, who I root for and rarely bet.
Okay.
The Falcones from Hotlanta, where my babe resides, in and out. The Pack are going down against the D for the Steelers for a pizza. And the 49ers from San Francisco
We got
over
Carolina, Cleveland, New Orleans, Green Bay, and Kansas City. And that's going to do it for Dave and Dave.
All right.
Right.
Cash them, baby. Cash them.
Cash ticket.